Hi everyone, welcome to the session of CMC, Cellular Mobile Communication. In this class, we will learn about TDMA technique, that is time division multiple access. So this is one of the multiple access schemes we have. So we know all about multiplexing and multiple access schemes. So what is meant by multiplexing? What is meant by multiple access? So multiplexing is a way of sending multiple signals of information or a communication link at the same time in the form of single signal. So multiplexing is a way of sending multiple signals. This figure represents the multiplexing technique. So in this technique we have number of signals. So it is a way of sending multiple signals or multiple streams of information or a communication link at the same. That is about multiplex. So whereas multiple access means it is a technique used to allow multiple users to access the channel at the same time. So in the multiple access scheme, multiple users access the channel. So that means here we have number of users, and these users can access the base station, that is can transmit or receive to the base station or from the base station by the use of common medium. So that is multiple access is one of the application of multiplex. Next, TDMA. So TDMA means time division multiple access. So time division multiple access means it divides the entire radio spectrum into number of time slots, and each slot is allocated to one particular user, and the user is allowed to send the information or receive the information in his or her particular time slot. So that is TDMA divides the entire radio spectrum into number of time slots, and in each slot only one user is allowed to either transmit or receive the information. So here each user occupies a cyclically repeating time slot. Each user occupies a cyclically repeating time slot. Means, so here we have the figure. This figure represents a TDMA technique. So here the time is divided. Here we have number of time slots. The overall radio spectrum is divided. The overall radio spectrum is divided into number of time slots. Here we have number of time slots, and each time slot is allocated to one particular user. So this is allocated to one user, this is allocated to another user, this is allocated to user 3, user 4, and so on. Okay, so in the allocated time slot of user 1, he will be creating information. He will be creating, or that means he will be generating his information, and it is inserted into a frame. So this frame is a cyclic process. That is, if the user time has got exceeded, if user one time has got exceeded, then the frame will be passed to second user, that is user 2, and then the second user sends the information, and which is filled in the frame. Once the time got exceeded by the user 2, then the same thing will be repeated again and again. So once all the users have been transmitted their information or their messages, this particular frame coming back to the first user. So that means each user occupies a cyclically repeating time slot. So that is, each user transmits or sends the information in a cyclic manner. And next, TDMA system transmits data in buffer and burst pattern. So this makes the transmission a discontinuous one. So that means if time period is over for the first user, then the chance go to the second user. So first user should wait until until he got a chance for the transmission or reception. So this process is continuous. So user 1 generating some information, and all the generated information stores in a buffer. Once he get a chance only, he could able to either transmit or receive the information. So that means until he got a chance, he that means he should wait. Whenever he got a chance, then he could be able to either transmit or receive the information. So until that point, he could generate, that means he generates some information and stores the information in the buffer. So that is called buffer and burst method. Because of this method, this transmission is a discontinuous one. So that means until he got a chance, he should wait. That is, it is a discontinuous one. So TDMA systems more suitable for digital systems. If you compare FDMA systems, FDMA systems suitable for analog systems, whereas TDMA systems more suitable for the digital systems. So next, TDMA systems uses TDMA TDD or TDMA FDD methods for duplexing and multiple access. So TDMA TDD means time division duplexing. So if it uses TDMA TDD, we have a single frame. That single frame will be used for that single frame is used as a forward link for half of the duration, and that same single frame will be used as a reverse link for another half of the period. Okay, so that is, we have a single frame. That single frame is used as a forward link for some period, and that will be used as a reverse link for another time. Okay. And whereas if it uses some TDMA FTD, that is frequency division duplexing, we have two different frames. One frame is used for forward link and another frame is used as a reverse. Okay, so that is the difference between TDMA TDD and TDMA FDD. In TDMA TDD, we have a single frame that will be used as a forward link and reverse link. In TDMA FDD, we have two different frames for forwarding. That is, one is used as a forward link and another is used as a reverse. So next one is frame structure. This figure represents a TDMA frame structure. So let us consider we have three users: user 1, user 2, and user 3. User 1 represented as light blue color, user 2 represented in orange color, user 3 is in this color. So when user 1 got a chance, then he sends the information, he generates information, and that will be stored in a frame. And after the time period is over, then the chance will be given to user. And in his slot, user 2 sends the information and it is passed to the frame. That is, it is stored in the frame. So next, when the user 2 completed his time, then it will be passed to user 3. That is, the chance will be given to user 3. Then user 3 sends the information and it is inserted into a frame. Okay. So likewise, we have suppose we have n number of users. So all the n number of users information will be stored in a frame. That is first frame. And in this process, if user 3 completes his time, then automatically the chance again given to the user, because this is a cyclic process. And until he got a chance, he should store the information in the buffer, and whenever he got a chance, he sends the information and it will be stored in the frame. That is the second frame. And after the time is completed, then it will be allocated to user 2. That is, then the user 2 sends the information and it will be stored in second frame. Likewise, user 3. Okay. So this is the frame structure of TDM. And in TDMA frame, one TDMA frame consists of three parts. We have three parts. First is preamble. Second one is information message. Third one, trial bits. Information message is generated by the user. This represents the exact information of the users. So information message consists of n number of users. So n number of users, that means which are divided according with the time. We have n number of time slots, and each time slot consists of trial bits, synchronization bits, information data, and guard bits. So here the TDMA frame is divided into three parts: preamble, information message, and trial bits. And again, information message means it is the information generated by the n number of users. And if it is divided, that means we have number of time slots, And each slot consists of trial bits, synchronization bits, information data, and guard bits. So preamble means it consists of address and synchronization bits. Address and synchronization bits. These bits are used by the base stations and subscribers to identify each other. In order to identify each other, base stations and subscribers, preamble consists of address and synchronization bits. And next, information message. Information message means which is generated by the user. We have some trial bits. So trial bits means these are the error detection bits. These are the error detection bits. This is the first trial bit. This is the last trial bit. So this boosts the power strength and this will down the power strength when the communication is over. So trial bits or error detection bits. And next one, synchronization bits. So there must be a synchronization between the transmitter and the receiver. That synchronization will be provided by the synchronization bits. And next one, information data. This is the exact information. This represents the exact information of the user. And guard bits. Guard bit means that is the guard time. In order to overlap, in order to prevent the overlapping of users information. That means if you have two users, that means there is a guard time. This guard time is used to prevent the overlapping of number of users information, or it is used to prevent time drift over time. So next, features of TDM. What are the features of TDMA we have? So in case of TDMA, a single frequency is shared among several users. So that is, we have number of time slots. So the time slots used by the users depending on the several factors such as modulation techniques. So here we are not dividing the frequency, we are dividing the time. So each time slot is allocated to each user. In the particular time slot only, the user can access the or can send or receive the information. Okay. And next, the handoff process is much more simpler in the case of TDM, because there is a discontinuity. Because of this continuity, the user may be able to listen other base stations information during its ideal time. So that means handoff process is much more simple. And the transmission rates are very high in the case of TDMA as compared to FDMA. If you compare FDMA, the transmission rate are very high in TDMA. And the guard time present in the case of TDMA should be minimum. There should be minimum guard time. That is, for the switching of users, the guard time should be minimum. Okay. And next, main advantage of TDMA is that it is very cost effective, because there is no duplexer in the TDMA technique. So that's why it is very cost effective technique. Next, TDMA technology is used to separate users in time and ensure that there will not be any interference. So here we are not dividing the frequency, we are dividing the time. So that means the interference, that is, we are ensuring that there will not be any interference because of the TDMA technology. Next, efficiency of TDMA. So calculation of efficiency becomes more important in TDMA, because in TDMA there is high overhead. What is meant by high overhead? Overhead means additional data or extra data compared to information bits. So here we have some information bits or information message. So this is the exact information of the user, and we have some additional data. So this additional data is called overhead. Okay. So in TDMA we have some high overhead. So that means the calculation of efficiency becomes more important in TDMA because of high overhead when compared to FDMA. Okay. So the efficiency of TDMA system is a measure of percentage of transmitted data that contains information as opposed to providing overhead for the system. So the efficiency is a measure of how much percentage of information we have and how much percentage of overhead we have. So that information we can get by the efficiency of TDMA system. Okay. So it is a measure of percentage of transmitted data that contains the information opposite to the overhead information. Next, here the efficiency is calculated by NF is equal to 1 minus VOH by BT into 100 in terms of percentage. So where VOH is number of overhead bits per frame BT is total number of bits per frame. VOH is overhead bits per frame. BT is number of bits per frame, total number of bits per frame. So in order to calculate the VOH, we have the formula, that is NR. VOH is equal to NR into BR plus NT into BP plus NT into BG plus NR into BG. So when NR is number of reference bursts per frame, BR is number of overhead bits per reference burst, NT is number of traffic bursts per frame, BP is number of overhead bits per preamble in each slot, BG is number of equivalent bits in each baud time interval. So similarly, BT is TF into R. TF means frame duration and R is channel width. So if you know all the data and if you substitute VOH and BT in this equation, then we have the frame efficiency. So by the calculation of efficiency, we can know or we can observe that how much information, exact information we have and how much overhead we have. And next, number of channels in a TDMA system. Number of TDMA channel slots that can be provided in the TDMA system is found by multiplying the number of TDMA slots per channel by the number of channels available. So number of channel slots can be provided, that is in TDMA system, is found by multiplying the number of TDMA slots per channel by the number of channels available. So this is the formula in order to find out the number of channels in a TDMA system, that is N is equal to M into B total minus 2 into B God minus BC, where M is the number of TDMA users supported in a channel. M is the number of TDMA users. So next, it is important to note that the two God bands, one at the lower end and another at the higher end of the allocated frequency, are required to ensure the users at the edge do not bleed over into an adjacent radio channels. So here it is important to note that we have two God bands. One is at the lower end and another one is at the higher end of allocated frequency. And these two God bands are required to ensure that the users do not overlap, do not bleed over. In order to avoid the adjacent channels, adjacent channel interference, we are using two God bands. Okay. So that is about TDMA technique. So thank you.